Hi, hello everybody, my name's Dex and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a Rainbow Six Siege tier list. Now this is deadass just going off of how I view the operators, so there's certain operators that I like more than others, so I'll put them higher on the list accordingly. If you don't agree, please leave it in the comments so we can talk about it. But with that being said, let's get into it. So first, let's just start out with the F1s to get them out of the way. I'm going to put BB in there. I'm also going to go ahead and toss. Where is she? I'm going to toss Cav in there. I'm going to put Blitz in there as well. Now, the reason for each one of these is I think BB's the worst operator in this game. Entirely, he brings no util to the game. Pretty dookie guns. He had the Deagle, so it's going to be clean. Just not that good. Cav, unless you're the godly noob, is just not bringing enough. She brings impact. But at the same time, when you get droned out in the higher lobbies, like, you're going to get droned by 2 to 3 people sometimes is what it feels like. So Cav's just ineffective. Blitz is just iffy on the player. I'm going to keep him in F because I don't think he should really be as, he's not used enough, and I don't think he should be used enough unless you're, like, having a very coordinated rush. But let's start it out like this. I'm putting Thatch in S tier. Like, you have to put Thatch in S tier. I think it's just stuck in there. Thatcher is the best wall, like, helper, like, he's just him. I'm gonna put Sledge in C tier. Actually, no, I'll do it for you guys. I'll put Sledge in B tier. I don't like Sledge that much. I think the only reason Sledge gets brought anymore is because he has nades. So, with that being said here, I'm gonna skip Buck and put him in A. I still think Buck is a much better hard breacher. I like his gun better. Buck can also do it safer. It doesn't really have to fear Nitro Cell. If Buck had his nades, you wouldn't hear about Sledge anymore. And that's kind of the reason why he lost nades in the first place, was to balance it out and make sure Sledge still got picked. Mute is also going to go in S tier. When you think of, like, intel denial, he is the best. Like, you could play around, especially with the way that Brava and, like, Twitch and Flores are, like, utilized in higher levels. It makes a whole lot of sense why he's one of the best. We're going to go with Smoke. Hands down, he is one of, if not, he's one of the best defenders. Like, there's no comp that you can argue not to bring Smoke in. Shotgun's deployable, like the shotgun deployable shield, SMG 11 combo, and the ability to stop and deny plant. He's one of the most perfect operators. So of course he's an S tier. Ash, I'm gonna put in B tier. I feel Zofia does her job better when it comes to actually, like, soft breach. Ash's guns are really good, but I don't think she brings enough to the team besides just a rush and heavy fragger to, like, put up higher. So Thermite, in my opinion, is the best hard breach. And then we can actually label down a full mount hard breach. Thermite S. I'm going to put Ace, if I can find him. Put Ace in A and Habana in B. Now, this isn't to say that they're better than each other, but this makes more sense when it comes to the 3 hard breachers. I prefer Thermite for wall, Habana for hatches, and then it's Ace. If you need to get hatches, you have the ability and still open wall. Ace is only really there for the gun. Okay, he's not the best hard breach, like, by far. He just has a gun that's a heavy crush with a lot of players. Now this one I will stick by my entire life. You have to keep Castle in A. He brings the super shorty. He can just do a lot. Castle is that pick. High ranks love him, low ranks hate him. Castle's a really good operator. Just give him a chance. Pulse is gonna be C. No, I think we can argue. No, C's here. Pulse does give a lot of intel, and he can also deny, plants and stuff with his nitro from below. But the issue with Pulse is he's not viable on every site. Number 2, again, it's the same issue with Cav, is they're just going to take him out if they're actually joining effectively. The ump isn't that good, so it's not like it's going to do anything. I'm going to give Twitch a solid... I think you have to put Twitch in A, but I want to lean towards B. We'll keep her in A because of what she can bring. Shirty F2 got nerfed, which is a big hit to people who can't control the recoil. But her gadgets still can destroy a lot of shit. The fact that I think they recharge now. and they have limitless range, you can snipe across the map with these drones, and it's effective. Montang, it's a 50-50 split. I wish I could copy and paste him. With a team, Monty can be really strong in ARS, but Monty by himself, which is I guess how we're gonna rank it, but Monty by himself is not that good. I think he brings more than Blitz with the ability to cover himself, and I think he has a slightly better pistol in my opinion. That's just how I see it. Doc and C. Shit, mic not on. Doc is a C-tier operator in my opinion because the MP5 kind of sucks. Sorry, I was called again. So I'm going to put Doc in C-tier because I honestly don't like the MP5. Sure, Doc has helped. I will agree to put Doc in B-tier. That's because Doc now has the bailiff. His gun isn't the best, but Doc can help. The biggest issue is that since Thunderbird is a thing, there's really no point to bring Doc besides more selfish and like you want to play really aggro. And I'll throw Thunderbird in S tier because I think that's what she is. Really strong guns. Has the ability of Nitro and Impact. She's a 2-speed now, which, you know, give or take, I think it's a little bit of a buff since now she eats a little bit more damage. Thunderbird's honestly one of the better defenders. Now this is controversial because I love Rook. I think Rook is better than Doc, especially with the changes to his Rook armor and the 2x on the MP5. I think zoom is what really gives that operator like the oomph when it comes to that gun. Because I still think the MP5 sucks, but it's a whole lot better when you got that little 2x or at least a 1.5 running around with it. Jaeger has to go in S tier because there's just nothing else. If an operator that comes out and does the same thing as Jaeger may be honestly dropping, but Jaeger is the best at what he does. Wamai's a good operator, but Wamai just doesn't get enough love, and after nerfing him to just a 1x on the MP5, which I think was stupid, that was actually a very dumb decision by Ubisoft. I've heard some leaks that's saying he's going to get it back this next season, but that's only a leak, so no confirmation. We'll go Bandit. It's really just becoming a personal preference video at this point. So I'm gonna put Bandit in A tier, and that's just because I like Bandit's gun, I like what he can do, and I like tricking. I just like the operator. Now, as an IQ main, I want her to be in S tier, but I have to think realistically. I think IQ's in B. Sure, IQ can go from below and do stuff like that, but most of, if not all the operators can do that themselves. IQ just makes it a little bit faster. And at the point where Ash herself just have to shoot up into the sky to get it, or somebody throws an EMP nade, IQ's pretty limited on what she can and cannot do. It's also the fact that IQ has some lackluster weapons, to say the least, sometimes. Like, I love that 5.52, and I love the AUG, and I love the G8. The G8's probably one of the better guns, but they just lack compared to other 3-speed operators, so that's why I'm going to keep her in B for now. Glaz, I really thought he was going to jump up, but I still can't, you can't justify bringing Glaz, really. So he's going to sit in D tier. Like, I really thought once they made him a 3-speed with the Bearing 9, he was going to pop up to maybe B. But he's going to sit in D. That's just where he's going to be. People overlook Fuse, which confuses me. I'm not going to put Fuse anywhere above C. But when people think of Fuse being one of the worst operators in the game, I don't think he is. I think Fuse has a lot of, like, potential. Fuse himself can clear out a ton of utility if they just play from above. Sure, you have that fear of a Nitro, but even with that Nitro fear, most of the time you're at least going to get one of those off, and you're going to fuck up some ADSs or some bandit charges. Capcan. He is 110% the best. I can't say 110% the best trap op, like, per se. But Capcan being an A tier, Capcan's a B tier, I think. Really good guns. If we're going to go off the leaks that I saw, he's losing the 1.5, which is a heavy blow. And with Brava coming out that's able to actually take over the Capcans and kill his own teammates, that's what's going to drop him down to A to me. But besides that, Impact's Nitro, 2-speed, really good guns. He's all around a really good operator. It's just that presence of Brava being there, just because now we can't even ban Brava. I think a B tier is a successful thing. Now, Tachanka, I don't give two fucks what anybody says. Honestly, he's an A tier op. The LMG, I think he's a better smoke. If he had it... No, he can bring the shotgun. No, he doesn't have a shotgun anymore. If Tachanka had a shotgun, I think it'd be over. Like, they took the saga away from him, and that fucking sucks. But what people don't realize about Tachanka, and I don't think they will comprehend it for a while, Tachanka can stop more than half of the round with his fire if he times it right. Like, I have a whole video, I'll flash it across the screen, it'll be in the description. But Tachanka's fire lasts for over half the round. You can legit eliminate choke points. It's crazy. He's a safer op to pick. You can be a whole lot more creative with him. Tachanka is a really good operator. You just have to give him a chance. Now, this is Frost before the ultimate nerf. Because when she gets hit with the nerf, I'm tossing her on the low ranks. Like, her gadget's almost useless. Like, it's crazy that she's getting nerfed because new players or just golds can't fucking drone. I think Frost is also A tier. Good guns. Her gadgets catch stupid people. Deployable shield. Pocket shotty. 2-2. Widow 1-5. Like, there's nothing more you can ask for her kit besides some basic explosives. And you don't even need the basic explosives because you're bringing that deployable. Valk's S tier. Whoops. Cans for util. The MPX is a really good gun. The Deagle, really good pistol. Has access to both impacts and nitros. Like, what do you not want from her? I want to skip around real quick and put Clash in the D, and that's because I like her. Who else? Warden in the C. Amaru also in... Actually, Amaru in the C, because people don't... So we'll run it by real quick. I just like playing Clash, so she's in D. Amaru brings more than you think. Amaru's gadget may not be the best, but what Amaru can do is quickly get into a building and hit hatches. Amaru has really good guns. It just depends on how you want to play her. If you're flying in the sight in the first 5 seconds, then she's an F tier. But if you play her smart and play coordinated with the team, Amaru's good. Let's go ahead and see what else. We'll put Capital in B. Actually, C. I'll drop him down a little bit just because I want the C to be filled up. Nah, I'm kidding. C for Capital. Capital has some pretty dookie weapons, I'll be honest with that. Para hits hard, sure, but it's just not... Rate of fire really controls this game. Whatever you want to say it. Not a bad gun. You got the LMG who really wasn't hit on a nerf. I just feel that Capital is very limited in what he has right now. So that's why he's there. Let me pop over to Grim. I'm going to throw him in F tier. I don't think there's any excuses about that. Echo, I'm going to put him in B tier. He has impacts for the deployable shield, I believe. A 1.5 on the MP5 SD, which is the best MP5 in the game. And then he has his two yokais. But the issues with the yokai is if you're anything smart, you're going to be able to see them and take them out. And most of the time, the Echo's not playing near sight. So if you're bringing IQ or drones, you can catch them slipping. It's pretty easy. Jackal. There's a lot of S tier ops in my brain. But these are like the best of what they do. Like, Jackal is who you want to clear out roamers. Jackal has some of the best guns in the game. He can even bring the pocket shotty to make little rotates and hit soft walls. Jackal's really good at what he does. Mira A. I want Mira to be an S, like that's just a personal preference for me. Actually, you know what? Nah. Mira S tier. There has not been a single gadget that came out and changed the game as much as she did on defense. Like, she is the cornerstone behind most metas now. Like, you can't deny how good Amira is. Ying. B tier. Really good LMG. I really love her shotgun. She can do a lot. Just, I don't think that you can justify bringing Ying half the time. Legion also in B. I don't know. Like, the T5 is a good gun, impacts, but I feel that that the way that Legion gets his goo mines, and now that he can't see them through the wall, I think it's not as good as it used to be. So, B. Zofia, changed to a 1 speed. That was a change. But the fact that they changed all the ADS speed across the board didn't really mess with her. She still has really good guns, the ability to hit shit off wall. I still say Zof is an A tier op. Like, and now the fact that she's eating more bullets is it's just crazy. Ella. Dokkaebi? You can argue S tier on Dokkaebi. The automatic secondaries, which are really good, I prefer the SMG-12. The DMR is killer, but the fact that she can now stop dead defenders from getting on cameras, that is huge in a utility-based game like Siege. Like, it's crazy. Like, that, you have to, like, think about it. This one can be in between S and A. Okay, so check right there. I'm gonna skip over Ella for a minute because I still have to think about Ella. Lion, I think, is a C tier operator. Now, I get it, he has a GOG 6 EMP. He can do a good bit. But it's just... there is no... you can't justify bringing Lion most of the time. It's more Lion's pick to clear out roamers, but he's not the best at that job. We'll bump him up to B tier because of how much util he does bring. But if you're bringing out somebody to clear roamers, both Dokkaebi and Jackal are your better picks. Lion's just kind of right there. Like, it's crazy. You have to play really aggro with Lion. Ella's gonna pop up in the B tier with him. The Scorpion Evo is really good. Only gays use the fucking shotgun. There's nothing else I can say. She brings the deployable. The concuss mines are pretty good. She brings a lot to the team. Vigil, I'll toss in A tier. And the reason Vigil's going A tier is because he is arguably the best roamer. Actually, not arguably. He is the best, like, single roamer. The issue with not putting him in S tier is going to be that he doesn't bring enough to the team. Sure, he brings impacts, but most of the time, the people who play him are not going to bring it. And again, he's just built for it. The fall from grace for Finka. Finka has a lot to her. I like her Scorpion. Yeah, we'll put her here because she can heal teammates, rest teammates. I think it was a pretty big buff when they took away, like, you know, the anti-recoil, because that used to fuck up a whole lot of people. It's just that since the LMG nerf and since she lost her nades, she hasn't been as good because she used to be S tier when that was out. Like, you had to bring Finka at one point. Nowadays, you can, you know, you can play Finka and it's not like you a bitch. Maestro, no matter what you say, he will always be one of the best defenders, no matter what they do to those cameras. They can even take the glass out, and I think he'd still be arguably one of the better ones. And that's the same that you have to talk with Alibi. Alibi is one of the most perfect defenders there is. 3 speed, great gun, the ability to make rotates and a deployable shield, and her gadget gets you free intel. Like, mwah. Chef's fucking kiss. That is a beautiful operator. Maverick. I think since EMPs and everything have been added, I think Maverick lost a spot in S tier and is going to drop down to A for me. Maverick now has the 2x on his M4, which is really good. His DMR is good. He lost his nades a couple patches ago, which was really what hit him hard on this list for me, is losing the nades and just all that. Like, with the EMPs coming out, it really limits the amount of operators that need to be brought now. Because of operators like Osa are wildly brought. Like, we can review Osa. Osa's brought a lot with those EMPs, and it's easy to get the wall. So, Osa A tier. Nomad can also join her in A tier. I don't think I have to explain why Nomad's a good op. Now, the reason why I put Bandit in A is so I can put Cade in S. Cade, really good guns. Can be a whole lot more creative with his gadget. He can even place it out of the way of danger from, like, a Kali or other operators like that. Really good ops. Now, Gridlock. Gridlock is a good operator. She brings a lot to the table. Really good guns again. She has the track stingers. She brings a good bit. Like, you could argue that she doesn't need to be bringing some comps, and I agree. But she's really good. also think here. Let's skip around real quick. I think Noct could go into B tier. Bravo right now is going into A tier for me, and that's because at least where I'm at, I haven't seen a lot of, you know, very effective Bravos, but that could be because my stack brings a lot of Mute and Mozzie. So that could be it for me. Speaking of that, I think Mozzie can go into B tier respectively. I want to put Goyo in A. Kali into C. She would be in D, but because she has that crutch-ass sniper, it's going to sit in C. Wamai is a B tier, I believe. Iana is right now the best attacker. Oryx is a pretty good defender. Melusi is dropping down for me, and it's not because of the gadget, it's just because she's now a 1-speed. That's it. Zero, again, really good operator. Brings a lot to the table, people just don't use her enough. Aruni can also go into A. Flores into B. Thorn into C, because Thorn's only brought for her gun. Like, you rarely get picks with those pine cones. They're really just kind of like indicators, and if it's a smart player, they're just going to shoot it before. Zami can go into A. Right now, Sense is D, and that's because Sense isn't broad enough, but I think Sense has a lot of potential, and Solus is a solid A tier op. I decided to skip, go through it really fast there at the end because I didn't want the video taking too long. But yeah, tell me where you differentiate on the list and we can talk. I guarantee there's going to be some people who don't like the list, and there's going to be operators like I think about later tonight that I think I'd move around. So, nobody's made perfect. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Dex out. Bye.